Number 10. Male woman. It might seem silly to a lot of people, but when mailmen start working for the United States Postal Service, they have to undergo special training. These instructions cover everything from avoiding heat strokes in the summer months to not stealing money from letters or packages. One of the standout modules, though, is how to deal with aggressive dogs. While postal workers meet a lot of kind animals delivering mail every day, they also encounter their fair share of aggressive pets. In August 2022, a mailman from Putnam County, Florida was the target of a ferocious multi-dog attack. 61-year-old Pamela Jane Rock was going about her usual route when her vehicle suddenly broke down. When she pulled to the side of the road to investigate the problem, 5 dogs mauled her. Nearby witnesses claimed that they heard a loud cry for help coming from outside. After going out to see what the commotion was all about, they were shocked to see the animals viciously huddled on top of the postal worker. The pet owner and another neighbor rushed over to try and pull the creatures off of Pamela. A neighbor even brought out his rifle and fired a shot to scare the dogs away. When first responders got there, they subdued the aggressive dogs. Unfortunately, Pamela succumbed to her injuries and passed away. Animal control took custody of the animals, and they were set to be euthanized. Apparently, for over 3 years before the accident, authorities were called 4 separate times for incidents related to the pets. Those who lived nearby said that they resembled a pack of wild animals and would often fight each other in the owner's yard. One person even said that the dogs would hop the fence and terrorize the neighborhood sometimes. It seems there was a long history of violence in the pet's past. With this prior knowledge, you'd think such a terrible attack could have been avoided. Pamela's family was deeply saddened by the loss, and the USPS offered their condolences as well. Number 9. The BENNARD family. Dogs are man's best friend, but we have to remember they're still animals and are capable of inflicting quite a bit of damage. In October 2022, a Tennessee family was devastated and traumatized after 2 of their pets let loose. 30-year-old Kirsty BENNARD did her absolute best to jump in and stop her pit bulls from attacking her 2 small children, but they were too strong. While trying to protect her 5-month-old son and 2-year-old daughter, Kirsty received many injuries. She laid over top of the young girl Lily to block the onslaught, but the dogs just targeted her too. By the time police got to the home, the children had already been killed. Their mom was in critical condition and had to be taken to the closest hospital. The 2 animals had been part of the family for over 8 years. Their names were Cheech and Mia, and they had never shown signs of violence in all of that time. Kirsty's best friend, Kelsey Canfield, said in an interview that the dogs would have never been allowed near the children otherwise. Sadly, the pair of pit bulls were put down a few days after the attack. Since it's unclear what caused the aggression, it was too dangerous to keep them around people. Kirsty and her husband lost their entire family that day in the terrible, random tragedy. Number 8. Annie Nolan. In December 2019, the wife of former Australian football player Liam Picken was driving down the road in Melbourne when she saw something that couldn't be ignored. Out of the corner of her eye, Annie Nolan noticed a tiny white dog being brutally attacked. Immediately, the woman sprang into action. She leapt from her vehicle to separate the animals. In the process of trying to save the smaller dog, she was bitten on her hand. Annie took a photo of her injury after the incident, showing her arm and hand covered in blood. There's even smears of it on her face, and her fingers look purple and blue. The AFL WAG had to get her injuries treated at the hospital. Thankfully, she harbors no resentment towards either dog or pet owner, saying it was just a freak accident. In a message to her tens of thousands of followers on Instagram, Annie said she wanted to pay for the small dog's vet expenses. Apparently, at the time of the fight, the pet was on a leash, and its owner was horrified, doing everything they could to break up the brawl. As an animal lover and someone who works closely with dogs in the grooming world, Annie couldn't just pass by the scene without stepping in. She and her friend that was with her at the time were able to prevent the death of an innocent creature through their bravery. Number 7. Missionaries. In May 2018, 2 missionaries from the Jehovah's Witness faith were attacked by a dog. It happened at a private residence in Arlington, Washington, around 12:26 in the afternoon. The preachers were trying to give their message by approaching a property without an invitation. One of the women was 76 years old. She was rushed to Providence Regional Medical Center in Everett with serious injuries. The other woman, 40 years old, was taken to Cascade Valley Hospital in Arlington with minor injuries. It was later revealed that the same dog had attacked 2 more people that day. They were also taken to the hospital with serious injuries. It's believed that the dog who got violent was a pit bull. The animal was surrendered to the city's police department, and the pet owner asked for it to be put down. Details on how or why the attack started were not released to the public. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like anyone involved was killed, except of course the dog responsible. In the end, the missionaries were completely unsuccessful in spreading their faith. And now for number 6. But first, it's shout-out time! Big thank you to Dark Case Documentaries and Luke Lay for supporting this channel. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and join the Badger fam. Number 6. Doggy Daycare. A lot of busy dog owners choose to leave their pets in doggy daycare facilities while they're at work or on vacation. For a lot of animals, this is a really fun experience to interact and play with other dogs. But for the pets who don't enjoy having company, it can be a living nightmare. Sadly, in the summer of 2022, Bella, a mini poodle, was attacked by dogs larger than her during her stay at Buddy's Dog Den in New York. The pooch was there while her owners were traveling. While on their trip, they received a call that would leave any person with a pet absolutely gutted. They were told that Bella was killed in a fight. Narinder Puri and his family were all the way in Alaska when the news was broken to them. Bella was apparently targeted by a group of animals who had allegedly escaped from their pen during the night. Around 1 in the morning on July 30th, the poodle was found dead and bloody with about 16 other pets of different breeds surrounding her. The Puri family believes this incident is a case of negligence by Buddy's Dog Den. They think that the overnight worker who was supposed to be keeping watch was not paying adequate attention. The animals involved in the attack were supposed to be asleep, but somehow, so many of them got out of their kennels at the same time. Because of this, Bella's owners have filed a lawsuit against the daycare company to get justice for their beloved pet. Number 5. PETSMART. PETSMART is a well-known corporation that provides everything pet-related. They have everything from hamsters to lizards. You can even adopt a cat from a majority of their locations across the country. Many animal owners buy their beloved companions treats or toys at the store, and some even get their pets groomed there. In March 2016, during a routine grooming appointment, a PETSMART employee was attacked and bitten. When signing up to work with animals, most people understand the risks involved. If you're in the industry long enough, you'll probably get your fair share of scratch marks or bites. This incident was a bit more serious than the usual nibble though. The dog who lashed out was a full-grown bull mastiff. These dogs were originally bred to guard and go after poachers in England. With powerful jaws, their bite packs quite the punch and can carry some serious force behind it. The Philadelphia worker was taken to the hospital after paramedics arrived to get her injury treated. It's unclear what happened to the dog from the incident or if charges were pressed against the owner, but this attack should serve as a strong reminder to everyone. No matter how much experience you have with animals or pets, you should never let your guard down around them. Number 4. MANAYUNK. On January 13, 2023, a pit bull in Philadelphia's Manayunk region attacked an innocent woman. Bystanders say the animal was simply running down the street when it suddenly turned to target her. The victim screamed out as the dog latched its teeth into her leg. People nearby tried to get the dog off her, but he just wouldn't back down. One man said the pain in the woman's eyes was terrifying. At one point, a random person grabbed a bat to whack the creature off. A witness, Daryl Marquis, said, "No one likes to do those things, but when lives are in danger, you have to." Eventually, the crowd was able to free the woman and get her inside a delivery driver's truck that was parked nearby. After she got inside, the pit bull kept barking at the vehicle non-stop. Soon enough, police showed up to try and defuse the situation. One of the officers fired a single shot from his gun towards the dog. It's unclear if it was captured or not. The lady originally attacked put up a photo of the white and brown animal online to warn others in the area to steer clear if they saw it out and about. Number 3. TENNY Creek Park. On January 14, 2023, a man named Dan from Vancouver, Washington was out walking his 2 dogs at TENNY Creek Park. Dan said that his pets were on either side of him as he went down the path and passed a tall person that had his own dog with him. As he walked by, Dan said that the man's large pet jumped at a smaller pit bull mix. Before he knew it, his beloved pet Cairo was stuck between the jaws of the aggressive animal. The attacked dog started yelping and howling in pain as the other owner struggled to pull his pet off. When he finally succeeded, Dan carried Cairo away, clutching her protectively. He took a picture of her injuries right after the incident. She had a large bloody wound on her neck and was covered in red. Thankfully, she received treatment and made a recovery after a long 6 months. Cairo will probably just be a little anxious around unfamiliar dogs going forward. Dan and his family put warning signs all over Terry Creek Park and the surrounding area of the attack. They wanted to tell people how dangerous pet owners who can't control or train their animals are. Cairo's parents want to find the man who owns the dog who attacked and hold him accountable, but it's unclear if they have been able to or not. Number 2. Evangeline Brooks. Early on the morning of November 7, 2022, police officers received a call about a woman who'd been attacked by a dog in Richmond, Virginia. During her 6 a.m. walk to start the day, 88-year-old Evangeline Brooks was the target of a vicious animal. When authorities got to the scene, they found Evangeline lying on the ground with serious injuries. They took her to get treatment as quickly as they could, but the elderly woman didn't make it. Her community was heartbroken by the news. After faithfully serving and dedicating 25 years of her life to the First Baptist Church of Southside Richmond, Evangeline was a role model to so many people. As a public school teacher, she touched the hearts of countless children by giving them a safe learning environment. The attack happened in the driveway of the victim's deceased sister. The dog, who happened to be part pit bull, was taken by animal control and euthanized after the incident. While this tragedy was extremely difficult, dogs themselves and certain breeds should not be blamed for attacks like this. There are so many loving and gentle pit bulls in the world. They shouldn't all be punished for the actions of a few. Evangeline's son Howard remembers his mother as a phenomenal person. He says that he will always cherish the time they had together and hopes his mother's story will live on to inspire others. Number 1. The Pet Clinic. In December 2022, Nashua first responders caught wind of an accident involving a dog attack. They heard that multiple victims had received injuries and required treatment. Around 9:25 in the morning, the fire rescue team got to the pet clinic and immediately sent for another ambulance due to the large number of people wounded. Apparently, the animal lashed out at several individuals inside the facility. It's unclear what provoked the dog, but it was later put down due to its aggression. An employee from a store nearby told reporters that the animal in question was pretty big, but he wasn't entirely sure what breed it was. Pet clinic workers were seen washing the concrete outside the back of the property after the incident. They were likely cleaning up blood splatter from the attack. While many were hurt, luckily no lives were lost that day. Since it isn't known what provoked the dog, investigators are unsure if there was any foul play. Sometimes animals act out of instinct, and this might have been the same case here. Thanks for watching. What would you do if you saw a dog attack someone right in front of you? Would you jump in and try to save the person, or let the animal carry on? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked today's video, be sure to subscribe to see more cool content. We'll see you next time on Bad Badger.